everybody, and welcome to Somewhere in Time Watch Reviews. Welcome back to the channel for those that are kind of regular viewers, and welcome to any new reviewers. And this is my State of the Collection 2021. And I guess as a watch reviewer, you have loads of watches kind of coming and going and coming and going, and some you keep and some you don't. Some you borrow, some are lent into the channel from other channels, some are sent in by companies for us to have a look at. But yeah, this is hopefully a relatively quick overview of my current collection, and it's pretty varied. So yeah, thanks everybody for your support throughout the year. And this is kind of a record for me, so I can have a look back at it next year as well, and kind of see what's changed, if anything. Who knows? Maybe some added, maybe some removed. Who knows? But anyway, let's get on with it. So I'll see you on the other side of the camera. I've broken this down into sections just because it kind of made it easier for me. So yeah, I'll see you the other side. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to start with some Casio first. Now, Casio, as we all know, I think we'll agree, are a fantastic brand. You know, there's just something for everyone, and there's so much diversity. And this is my kind of world time trilogy. Obviously, it begins with this one, which is the AE 1200, the good old Casio Royale. And it actually came on a bracelet. It came on the bracelet that's on this one. So the cool thing with these things is, and some of them come with all sorts of different coloured straps and all sorts of other kind of things, and the straps are all interchangeable, so you can mess about with them and change the look. So yes, that is my trilogy of the Casio Royale, which I think they're really cool. Next up, I have the fishing watch. Now, this was gifted to me by my son for a birthday. He just thought it was cool, and he's not wrong, and it looks like it's a good time to go fishing. So yeah, this is really cool. It's a great grab and go, and you know, the fishing feature. There is a video on this if you that I've done if you fancy going and have a look at it, but it's a great fun piece. Again, you can get these in various colours, and the number for that, I think this is the WS 1200H, this one. Alright, so yeah, pretty cool. Next up, this is a watch which I got for a challenge on Instagram. And for those of you that follow me on Instagram, yes, I've still got it. Now then, this is Casio Illuminator, kind of the torture watch it's become known as, the AW80. It was submerged in lemonade, left outside overnight, dug a hole and buried it. It was frozen in water, so it ended up in a block of ice, and then boiled off, and then boiled for 5 minutes. One of those silly challenge things, and the only thing, it was also dropped from around about 2 meters in height 5 times. And the only thing it came away with was a couple of dings on the crystal. So that is a testament to how good these things are, I think, or Casio in general. So yeah, definitely recommend a Casio. Next up, we have a very well known, the Casio Duro, and this one was gifted to me by Simon from Watch the Time YouTube channel. So yeah, go and check his channel out and subscribe. And he just sent me a message one day and said, there's something on its way over to you, mate. Oh, okay, cool, I'll keep my eye out. And this turned up, and it was like, wow, yeah, completely blown away. Thank you very much. It's a fantastic watch, and I'm glad that I've now got the one with the Marlin, because that's going. The only thing I've done, I say the only thing I've done to this, what I have done to this is put a Jubilee style bracelet on. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And also put on a, get this open, a milled clasp. So yeah, just kind of upgrading it a bit. In fact, I think that the one Simon's got, he has gone so far as to put a sapphire crystal in his as well. So yeah, pretty cool. Again, yeah, to my mind, an absolute icon of a watch, and really, really pleased to have one in the collection. So next up is the last of the Casios, and no collection, I think, is complete without a G-Shock. And I have been searching and searching and searching for the G-Shock that I will keep. I've tried the square ones, I've tried the great big chunky ones with the negative displays and all the rest of it, and I can't read them. Now this one does have negative display, but the main thing that you want these things for is to tell the time, and I can see the time on this because it's got those really cool yellow hands and the yellow accents on it. I mean, it weighs next to nothing, but you know about the G-Shock, don't you? 200 meters waterproof. This is one of the carbon core ones, which is the kind of the new thing that they've got. And you've got your backlight which illuminates your digital display. Again, I think this is a really cool watch, and this is one that has actually stayed in the collection for a while now. So yeah, it's looking favourable. Quite often, whenever I've had a G-Shock, yeah, kind of 2 or 3 months in, and I'm going, no, it's going to have to go. But this one, no, it's stayed around. So yeah, this could be the one. But yes, that is the Casio collection for this section. So I will see you for the next bit, which is vintage. Right, so vintage. This is a Seiko 5 from, I believe, around about the mid-80s. It's got a 7009 movement inside it. Obviously it's got the day date and all the usual stuff that you get on a Seiko 5. I have had the crystal replaced in this one a couple of years ago because it was getting very beaten up, and this has been through the wars. I even sold this once, which was a bit of a mistake. The guy bought it back because he put it on, or he was wearing it in the bath and wondered why it went foggy. So I just like, yeah, mate, take your money back, give me the watch. So I kind of had to rescue the watch again. This, I guess, is really for me where it all started. This is one of the two pieces that really got me into the collecting and the addiction, if you like. I guess we could call it an addiction. This isn't the original bracelet for it. I do have the original bracelet, which actually needs tidying up. If you can see that end link, that is the style of the original bracelet. This one doesn't quite fit in those ends, but it's doing the job for now. So yes, it still runs, still goes. I believe it's gaining, if I remember, around about 40 seconds a day. So not the most accurate in the world, but who cares? It's a great piece. Next up is a Rotary, and this is Swiss made. This was my grandfather's watch. No seconds hand, as you can see. Very, very kind of plain, very slim, hand winding Swiss movement, and the movement inside this is a Pezzo 7050, and that's another one of these movement companies that was eventually swallowed up by ETA, and some of the Pezzo movements are still made and used today because they were that good, and some of them were even able to be chronometer certified. Not the one in here, but this one is gaining a minute a day, so you know, I can live with that. And this is from around about the mid 1960s. Obviously it's not the original strap. This is one that I've put on it. Actually, this strap, if I remember rightly, this was sent over to me by Average Joe in a pack of goodies, and there's more coming from him later. So yeah, my grandfather's watch from the mid-60s. How cool is that? Right, okay, that is all I've got for the vintage section. So I will now move into kind of a general melee, if you like, of all sorts of different stuff. So I'll see you with that lot in a mo. Okay, so here we go, and this is a mixture of various brands. I've got a section for Seiko and a section for Swiss watches, but this is kind of general stuff. I'm going to begin with a brand which has actually surprised me quite a lot, which is Accurist. This one is the 7275. Not sure if it's available anymore, but you know, Accurist are available in the UK predominantly, and you know, they've always been kind of the lower end, so you know, I kind of looked past them, but then picked this one up out of curiosity just because I thought the dial looked great. And I have to say that the quality on it is actually exceptionally good for a watch that's kind of under 100 GBP, in fact quite a lot under, around 70, 60, 50 even you could pick them up for. Yeah, but it's just really nicely done, and they do have some very, very nice pieces. This is not the strap it comes on, because the strap it actually came on, that's the bit where they cut the corners. It wasn't very nice, if I'm honest. This is a Crazy Horse, which was bought for me by my daughter. So yeah, Accurist, I can definitely recommend them. Okay, now then, you may giggle, you may not, you may go, yeah, nothing wrong with that, you may turn off. I have a fossil. Yes, now this one is beaten up to hell. Look at it. It is an absolute and utter mess. It has been through so much, this watch. It is PVD bronze coated, and you can see the state of that bezel. It actually has a Seiko VD something or other chronograph movement in it, so reliable as anything, pretty bulletproof by that as well. I mean, just look at what it stood up to. Yeah, I kind of rescued this. It came with one half of a rubber strap. I think I picked it up for about 10 quid, but do you know what? If I go gardening and I don't want to mess my G-Shock up, there you go. This is absolutely bulletproof. It is covered in scratches and dings and bashes, but man, this thing can tell a story. Yeah, so I don't knock Fossil. Yeah, they do some overpriced, not so great watches. But they also do stuff like this, and this is obviously going to last the test of time. So yeah, there are one or two other Fossil watches that I kind of really quite like. So yeah, again, yeah, quite a surprise for me, that one. But yeah, pretty cool. Nicely beaten up, like I said. Okay, next up is the Sangamon Mother Road, running an NH35A. This came from the USA, and this was gifted to me by Average Joe. Please go and subscribe to his channel if you haven't done already. It's really interesting. It's quite a big watch. There's plenty of heft to it. This strap is absolutely phenomenal, I have to say. You know, the quality of everything has been really well thought through. You know, whether you like the design or not is kind of irrelevant. If you once you've got this thing in hand, I mean, look at that case back too. Look. Yeah, how cool is that? So yeah, this one's going nowhere. Obviously it's got a, you know, definitely got a lot of sentimental meaning to me, this one. So yeah, that is the Sangamon Mother Road in this kind of bronze colour. I think they call it brown, but it's kind of pretty bronze, PVD coated. But yeah, definitely a thumbs up from me on that one. That's going absolutely nowhere. Another surprise of the year was I picked up a ratio free diver, which I'd seen advertised on Instagram. Now, normally I don't kind of react to those things, but I thought, well, let's go and have a look. And they've got quite an extensive range. They do quartz chronographs, and they do automatics, all divers, and they do from, I think it's 200 meter water resistant right up to 1000 meter water resistant, and they are not expensive. They are very, very affordable, and this has really surprised me with the quality. It's really, really very good for the money that you're paying for them. Kind of this particular one, it's under 150 quid. The strap is a bit meh. It's a typical kind. It's a very Seiko strap, and it's that really hard rubber. But yeah, swapping out a strap is obviously no problem at all. So that's what I will do. But yeah, this has been a real surprise. So this one is also staying in the collection for 2022, and I would thoroughly recommend having a look at them, having a look at their website. Next up is the Spinnaker Dumas. Now this one I got before all the new colours came out, because at the time I was really looking for I wanted a white dial with that red pop, and I saw that and I thought, yeah, do you know what, I have just got to have it. Seiko NH35A. It comes on a mesh strap, and there are a few of you guys I know that are subscribed to the channel that have got the same watch with the same mesh strap, and you all say the same thing I said, that you know, the keeper on it is an absolute nightmare because it doesn't stay still, and you end up with a little flappy bit of really heavy stainless steel mesh flopping about. So yeah, but yeah, another great watch. It is it's a lot of people think it's an original design. It actually isn't. It goes back to it harks back to an Omega from the 1970s called the Omega Shom. But yeah, it's very well done, well executed. Only other gripe is the bezel is a bit on the tight side and difficult to grip because it's quite smooth, but it does work okay. So yes, this one also staying in the collection. Then we have a steel dive, the only kind of real Chinese special that I've got that has stayed in the collection, and this is a homage to the Seiko Sumo, and it's just done really, really well. That blue really pops. The sunburst dial is fantastic. The loom is crazy. So yeah, I mean, again, they come with a pressed clasp, so I've changed it to a milled one just to kind of finish it off. You get your full 200 meters of water resistance. The bracelet's okay. It's not the best, but it's okay. For the money that you're paying for these, Steel Dive UK, I think they're about 125-ish pounds, which is, you know, really, really good value, I think, for what you're getting for your money. So yeah, Steel Dive, another one that's kind of really surprised me. I had one in the past, thought it was okay, and kind of gone back to them again this year and had another look. I've had a few through the channel, but this is the one that I've kept. So yeah, this will be kicking around for a little while longer yet. Next up, I have a Bulova. Now this one's been in the collection quite a while. Again, I kind of got this just for something to get, really, and it was a bit of a, I wouldn't say it was a mistake because it's a good watch, but there are kind of downfalls. The lug to lug on this, even though I've got a 7 3/4 inch wrist, I think if I remember rightly it's about 53 mil or something like that, so it's getting really big. And the other thing is the blue seconds hand is very difficult to see against that dial, and the loom is pretty poor, but yeah, I mean, it's okay. It's actually got one of the nicest bezels that I've got on any of my watches, except maybe for one, but yeah, yeah, I've kept it anyway. Didn't see much point in trying to sell it. It's not an expensive watch, so yeah, this one has stayed in the collection. Next up, this is a watch from the Camden watch company, and I kind of did a swap with Simon from Watch the Time. I had a Bernie compressor style diver, which he wanted to have a look at, and he had this, and he'd already done a review on it, and said it was too big for him. You know, it's because about like 44, I think it is, and he just felt it was too big. So we did a swap. When I first got it, I thought it was quite good. It was interesting. It was cool, and it's a UK brand. So yeah, I thought, yeah, we'll get it on the channel, and I'll kind of live with it for a while, see how I feel. It comes on a leather strap, and the leather strap's good quality, but I didn't think it kind of fitted very well with the kind of aesthetic of the watch. So I tried a different strap on it, and ended up with putting it on a mesh, and that is what it's staying on, because as it is now in this setup, I really, really enjoy it on that as well. So yeah, nice one, Camden Watch Company. I'll probably get back there and have another look and see what else that they've got from time to time. But that brings to an end that particular section. That is the kind of the mixture of various brands. Okay, so I will see you for the Seiko bit in a mo. Okay, so Seiko. First up is a Seiko Arctura. The model number for that I think is the SKA201. This was gifted to me as well by Simon from Watch the Time. It's one that he bought in, and he had to change the capacitor in it, and I think he kind of lost the will to live after that. But yeah, he said, would I like it? And I was like, well, yeah, I'd love one, because this is actually this kind of retro integrated bracelet, kind of early 2000s kind of style. I kind of like that kind of thing, and it's great to have one in the collection. And we've got sapphire crystal on this as well. Well done, Seiko. And also a milled clasp, and it's not an aftermarket one. So yeah, this is kinetic. So, you know, to keep it running, you have to do the old, you know, walk the dog. But yeah, I mean, it's as reliable as anything. So, you know, Simon changing over the capacitor in this, he did a good job. It all works well. It's all nicely polished. I mean, I do wear this quite a bit, and you know, every now and again I get the old Cape Cod out and give it a good going over. So yeah, that is the first of the Seikos. Next up we have the Seiko 5KX, and again, this is a bit of a polarizer for some people. When they first came out, people were saying, well, there's hardly a replacement for the SKX. I don't actually think it was meant to be, really, but it just kind of looks like it. What they've done is they've homaged their own watch. But yes, this was bought to me for my birthday by my wife a couple of years ago now. And I love the green one. It's my only green dial watch in the collection. Runs a 4R36 movement. My wife's actually got this sand dial version of this on a mesh strap, and she loves it. I quite like the you know, I don't know if it's picking up too well in the light, but it's got that, you know, the gilt thing going on the dial, the kind of gold around the edges of the indices, etc. No screw down crown or anything like that. There is an exhibition case back, so you can see the 4R36 in there doing its thing, and obviously it does come on a pressed clasp, because they all do. So yes, birthday gift, that's not going anywhere. Right, where are we up to? Seiko 5 Sports. Now this, my grail watch for many moons has been the Tudor Black Bay, and this was about as close as I could get aesthetically without buying a homage watch. And this was kind of one of the earlier Seiko 5 Sports, when they changed over to the 4R35 from the 7S26, and they started making kind of 42mm dive style watches, because it ain't no diver, because it's only waterproof to 100 meters. But this did scratch the itch for me for quite some time. It does come on a bracelet, which is a stainless steel bracelet, which has got a kind of a gold double stripe down the outside, which I thought was a bit too blingy for me. So yeah, I thought, yeah, the gold around the bezel and the crown was about right, and currently got it on a Strapsco Dasari leather, and that is very comfortable. And again, this is one that gets quite a lot of wrist time. As you can see, it's picking up some quite a few scratches from being worn quite a lot. This is another one that will never leave the collection. So moving on, we now move into the Seiko Prospects. This is the Seiko Samurai. This is the Great White Shark, Save the Ocean SRPB09. And I think the dial on this is phenomenal. And yeah, it's Seiko dials. Yeah, I think that they are some of the best in the business. Yeah, you really get kind of top class stuff. Yeah, I know their bezels can be a bit weird at times, and you get alignment issues and stuff like that. Again, this one does come on a bracelet, but I've got another one on a bracelet, which I will show in a moment. Funnily enough, Jason over at Watch Rolling got me into these kind of elasticated Marina Nationale style straps, and it's actually exceptionally comfortable. I thought it was going to be top heavy, but it's not. I actually bought this because one of the ones that's coming up in a mo, which will be the last one I show you, is I bought this because I couldn't buy the one which I will show you shortly, because obviously I've managed to rebuy it, and that was a seller's regret, but we'll come to that in a minute. Next up is another one of the Save the Ocean, which is also a Samurai, and this is the Blue Whale, the SRPB09, and it's got that graduated dial on there, and the bezel on this is actually really, really nice. Quite often with Seiko they've got a real spongy feel to them, but this one is just really nice. Works really well. I quite like the you know, the black PVD. This is the strap that it came with, and also the, you know, even though it's a rubber strap, and Seiko are not renowned for their comfortable straps, this is really, really soft, very supple, very comfortable, and very nice. And I love the angular look on the case, which is the reason why I've got 3 Samurais, and the third one is coming up now. And this is the one that I bought this because I couldn't get this because it's discontinued. It was actually limited to 6,000 pieces, and this is the SRPB09, which is the Blue Lagoon. And I had one of these when they first came out, and yeah, everybody was selling them at a premium, and I got greedy. It's as simple as that. I won't lie. I could make money on it, and the moment I sold it, literally the moment I sold it, but if I could thought I could go and take the parcel out of the post office, I would have done. I just missed it immediately, and it took me 2 years to find another one. You can pick them up in Japan, and some of them are ridiculous money. I would not pay 600 or 700 GBP for one of these, absolutely not, because at the end of the day, limited edition or not, it is still a Seiko Samurai. You know, Hardlex crystal, aluminium bezel insert, pressed clasp, 4R35. So yeah, it is what it is, but I thought it was fantastic. I really love that dial, and with the first one I had, actually we had some really good times and good holidays, so there was lots of memories attached to it as well. And it was my first kind of Prospex diver, so yeah, it was a big mistake selling it, but glad to have one back in the collection. So there we go, that brings to an end the Seiko section, and next up is some Swiss pieces. Okay, so we begin the Swiss watch section with this one, which is a Tissot Quickstar, which was bought by my wife for my birthday, I believe about 5 years ago, and was my very first fully proper Swiss watch. And I can remember my wife working many hours of overtime and trying to keep it quiet what she was up to and what she was planning on getting me for my birthday. So when she turned up with this and I opened it, it was just fantastic. And that's one of the things, whether you like this kind of watch or not is kind of irrelevant. It's what this piece means to me, and it was a very, very important piece at the beginning of, if you like, my journey into watch collecting. And it's been back to Tissot. It's had a service and new battery and all the rest of it. Since then I've done a battery myself as well, because it's out of warranty. So, you know, now it's time for me to look after it, and it's running nicely, and is definitely one that will not go anywhere. That's staying in the collection. Then next up again, my wife, you keep hearing that a lot. My wife bought me this, which is the Swissmatic, the V8, the Tissot V8 Swissmatic, and it's got the movement in it which was derived from the System 51. So the movement in this is non-serviceable, non-adjustable. You know, it's basically, it is what it is, but it is Swiss. And it is actually quite a big watch. I've taken it off of its bracelet because it's probably one of the heaviest watches that I've got with it on its bracelet, because the bracelet's, yeah, pretty solid and chunky. It's 22mm lug width, and it's 22mm all the way down. So yeah, it is quite a chunky monkey. The movement on the back of this, they've actually made quite a reasonable job of that, to be fair. It looks quite cool. I've got some dust and muck on there. So yeah, this one actually does get a fair bit of wrist time, not as much as some of the others, but yes, again, another gift from my wife and another watch that is unlikely to be going anywhere, although she has said, you know, she's quite happy for me to sell this one, because it doesn't get as much wrist time as the others. But yeah, the Tissot V8 Swissmatic. And next up is the Tudor Black Bay, the Tudor Red. You don't really need me to tell you anything much about these. The story of this is, obviously, it was a 7-year journey from when they first appeared to when I was in a position to be able to get one. So this was kind of a present from me to me, because I'm kind of knocking on in years a bit now. So this was kind of, if you like, a 60th birthday present to myself. And it's been a long journey. And was it worth it? Absolutely. There's some things, it's not the monetary value, but it's the, as soon as you pick it up, you feel the quality more than anything. And there is also a massive difference between going into an AD and trying one on and kind of then going away and stretching yourself to kind of save a little bit more so that you can get one. But the day that you can go into an AD and you put it on and you know you haven't got to take it off, that's quite some feeling. And yeah, it's my only really kind of luxury piece, if you like. And yeah, it's been a long journey. So yes, maybe onward to the next one, but I haven't decided what yet. Anyway, one more. We're at the last one. I've tried to get through these as quickly as possible. Again, this was a surprise from my wife, and this is a watch which I wanted to pick up. You've seen this, it's in a very recent video, in fact probably the video preceding this one, which is the Hamilton Khaki King. And when I was I actually went to get hold of one of these and then saw the scuba and thought, well, I really like divers, I'll get one of those instead. And I had it for probably about 10 months, maybe a year. And it was a good watch, but it didn't really kind of speak to me, and I kept kind of hankering after this. But I never pulled the trigger. There's no logical reason why I didn't pick one of these up. But my wife, again, bless her heart, this year at Christmas, she presents me with this. And you know, I hadn't been saying anything about it. I hadn't mentioned it. She just kind of went and did that all off of her own back. So yeah, kudos to my wife. She's a great girl. She really is a great girl. And yeah, there we go. That is the full extent of my collection thus far. And I think at the moment it's sitting around about I think it's 27 watches, and I think that for me personally that is enough. So yeah, something's going to have to get rotated, or maybe not, who knows. Is there such thing as too many? I don't know, let me know in the comments. But listen, thank you guys so much if you've stuck around to the end of this video. I know these SOTCs can take an enormous amount of time, but yeah, thank you very much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and have a great 2022. Let's hope it's a better one than 2020 and 2021, and I'll see you on the continuing journey throughout 2022. Cheers for now, catch you in the next video.